whatever, you know.
All right.
What up now?
Super Bowl recap.
Shit.
Beers and bets. Hey, before we congratulate the actual football players, let's congratulate ourselves for a whole season of football podcast.
Took a lot of effort.
I thought you were gonna say the music worked finally, man. So I was like, congrats to that.
I don't know.
We're trending in the right direction, but it did cut out like midway.
Yeah, of course it did. Yeah,
at least we're hearing more than 5 seconds of it. So we're getting it right.
I think we've gotten better as a podcast. I don't know if the intro music has gotten better.
I think maybe it's gotten worse.
Might have gone down.
Faded worse than Kobe's pilot, I think, man. It kind of.
Hey now.
Listeners, that might have ruined more listeners than the
listeners that left.
We're gonna be under 60 after that shit, Todd.
All right, but all right, let's talk Super Bowl. Let's start off with MVP. I thought Donald deserved it just because the Rams defense won that game in the second half. Yeah, Kupp had a huge last drive of the game. But when you look at a receiver having 92 yards, he had the 2 tutties. But Aaron Donald impacted the game more significantly than Kupp did, I thought.
Just not in like the glorious ways. So that's why they have to go with the fucking.
I think when you dominate like they did defensively and you get 7 sacks, and when you're not the only guy on your team, even with 2 sacks and 3 quarterback hits, that hurts your like Vaughn had the same exact stats.
It was an embarrassment or whatever they call it of riches, right? Is that what they call it?
Yeah, I mean,
like they had too many. It was like the
you know what I mean? Like they almost balance. We've seen it with like in baseball, you see it a lot. Like the 2 best pitchers will be on the same team.
Yep.
And they almost like cancel each other out because like, oh, well, the defense and everything's so strong. But
defense
never gets enough love.
My only thing is, don't you think Odell wins it if he stays healthy?
And I'm pissed because I called that
good chance,
dude.
He had a very good start to the game.
I mean,
I think I called first touchdown. He was my pick, I think, in the game, and he had
just didn't bet on it.
Oh. Yeah, I didn't bet it. Man.
Honestly,
you believe it?
Stafford is to blame for Odell getting hurt because Stafford throws it behind him and forces Odell to kind of try to get a quick step in to stop himself and reach back.
There's no one to blame on an ACL. That was a complete he could have been
it was an awkward play, but like that's just how the ACLs get torn sometimes, man. It doesn't always
sucks. I mean, but
I have no problem blaming Stafford.
That second play he had after the touchdown,
fuck him.
He reminded me of Debo, the way he looked like he was running the open field. He just
who did
looked like Odell. He just looked like a man possessed on that second reception.
Yeah, he catches it across the middle and loops down the right sideline.
Yeah,
both catches were the same thing. It was basically a wheel route from the slot almost.
Yeah,
dude, that's one of the things I have here too. Is they ran so many of those wheel routes, and like once he got hurt, dude, they were going for it with the running back.
It went to
Henderson, dude. Yeah, he was getting them, and they were defending him well. Actually, your boy, Bates had a great game. I thought, I mean, like he had the pick, and he was out there making God, dude. Congrats to the Rams. I love Von Miller, but God, if you're a Bengals fan, today has to be a very rough fucking day, dude. Like I can't really imagine and can we get into it now? Or are we gonna wait? Like,
let's get into it.
Yeah,
we all talked on the phone about this last night. Jimmy, you take it away. The end of the first half. We all talked on the phone about it. I haven't heard anybody else mention this being
honestly,
a weird, fishy scenario.
If there's something we're missing here, please comment.
Let me know, because I watch a ton of NFL football, and when I watch a game, if a receiver's catching a ball, like to start, first of all,
explain the whole situation. You know what I mean?
2 minutes to go. All right, so they get the pick at the end of the first half, which the dumbest penalty I think in the history. I talk about unprofessional. Hargraves or whatever the fuck his name is comes out,
first round draft pick
in street clothes. He's wearing street clothes, trying to get on camera, like trying to say, "Hey, I'm on the field," and it's like, Yeah.
And then he looked like a beaten puppy dog on the sideline.
He should, like a fucking idiot, man. So it goes to the 2, you think that they're going to get it to 20, then they get back to the 10. Drive starts 2 minutes, 3 timeouts to go. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but when you go for it on your first drive with the ball on 4th and 1 at midfield, you think this coach has the balls we've seen from him all fucking year, and he's going to go for it, right? Like, why would he not have confidence in his guys?
Probably because they were backed up to the 10. He was playing
on that penalty here, but that was the first big fuck up of the game.
Yeah,
for Cincinnati, going for it at midfield.
Oh,
it was an unnecessary risk.
Yeah, but they did that all year. I wasn't surprised by it.
But that was stupid.
They were also, in a way, playing with house money. They got the pick, or they got the punt, or whatever.
House money led to a guaranteed 3 points at least for the Rams. So,
I get it. Yeah, but
and they turned it into 7. So
I agree. I didn't like the 4th down call on the 50 on the Bengals first drive.
Yeah, to start the game.
I just didn't. I thought it was too soon.
Play a field possession game.
But back to the end of the first half.
So
again, we all thought this was fucked up.
This was weird. They get the ball. They run a little out route to who was it?
Higgins was the first one.
Higgins. Okay.
Higgins was the first
and he catches one
to the left.
And Ramsey follows him, kind of bumps him. He runs out of bounds. Clock continues to run. Now, I've never seen that before in my life, nor have I heard anyone talk about this, man. And this is really weird to me. It's not, again, I don't really care. I had no real, the Chiefs are out. But so then on the next play, they let it run down to, what is it here? They wait till throw outside on first down, then they wait till 128 for the next snap. So they already are down 30 seconds. And
they were very lackadaisical.
They didn't even burn a timeout. And the fact that Collinsworth or Al Michaels aren't saying, okay, he went out of bounds, but the clock is running. Then they throw one up to the middle of Uzano, picks up like 5 yards, first down. They they let it run down again after that.
No time.
Throw away, stops the clock. Donald chases him out. He throws it away. That stops the clock. So then Boyd catches one on 2nd down. The clock continues to run, but he's fucking pushed out of bounds again, dude. It was 2 plays. Like,
on both of them, I'm standing behind my couch. Why is the clock running? Why is the clock running? Why is the clock running when they just ran out of bounds on both of those plays?
Don't you have the the NFL rule book?
I have it here.
Definition. Can you read that for us? Because
if a player with the ball goes out of bounds within the last 2 minutes of the first half, which is our scenario, the last 2 minutes of the first half, a player with the ball goes out of bounds. The clock will stop until the snap of the next ball. The clock never stopped.
Never stopped.
Never
Not
stopped.
even fucking
times.
close.
Man. 2 different times.
Yeah. I never talk about, people bring up rigged and bullshit, and I hate that conversation. I love football. I really do. I think it's actually too hard to rig a sport like football too. Like, then you see something like that, and that was fucking weird. I'm not going to lie. Like, that was weird. That was the only time I'm like, this doesn't feel right. Like, and the fact, again, that they went for it on 4th and 1 at the 50-yard line.
Are we breaking news here? Is this like I
haven't seen this anywhere, dude. I watched PTI
yet.
Around the horn.
Only 3 idiots that saw this?
Yes,
I guess
that cannot be.
Honestly,
Bengals fans out there have to be screaming like this. Like, dude, I bet Bengals plus 4.5, so all was good.
Yeah.
I don't care. It was just like, that was so fucked up. And it really didn't feel right, man.
Just to make sure our listeners don't think we're unaware of something, there is another sentence in this rule. In order to be ruled out of bounds, a player must be making forward progress until he goes out of bounds. If the defense hems him in and he retreats in order to go out of bounds, his forward progress is marked in the field of play and the clock does not stop. But that exception doesn't apply to these 2 plays. The players run out of bounds
on
their own.
They're turning a shoulder upfield.
Now on the second one, on the first one,
and the ref is sitting there running the clock.
And on the second one, right away, dude, the dude, he was going upfield, and he clearly gets out of bounds, and the ref comes up right away and just starts waving his arm. It was like
nothing in that rule that Matt just said, though. There's nothing. If you're going out of bounds, turning upfield, the clock is supposed to stop.
Now on the first one, the guy wasn't so much going,
but he was fighting
out
of
bounds. But he was going more horizontally than he was upfield.
So we'll give.
I watched it earlier.
But we've all watched enough football. The clock, we're expecting it to stop on that type of a play. Like I've seen it enough where the clock stops on that.
I've never seen it not stop.
It was like the last 2 minutes of both halves. The whole referee crew just loses their mind.
Yeah, well, yeah, we'll
pretty
get
much.
into that
right?
shit, dude. Yeah.
I actually like that the refs did let him play last night.
I did too.
The clock issues,
but
I don't know what to
keep it in your pocket in the last two. Then
yeah, if you're gonna let them play, you can't let the corners.
You kind of saw both. What you saw Ramsey kind of get one on Higgins. You saw Higgins get one on Ramsey.
Yeah, that one was.
You gotta let them play at that point. I mean, right?
Yeah, right. You can't get in these guys' heads that hey, we're gonna let you guys win the game, but then be like, okay, now we're gonna call one on you. Like that ain't fair to me.
I'm not saying the end of the first half seemed weird. By no means am I saying the refs are the reason the Bengals lost. I don't feel that way. I just thought it was weird that those two plays the clock didn't stop. I need an answer from somebody.
You can't give up 16 sacks in 2 games.
And also that
poor guy.
And the urgency of the Bengals too on that drive. Like we can talk about the clock, but their urgency didn't seem to be there. It was almost as if once they got that dumb penalty from Hargraves, they were saying, we get the ball at halftime, we have it at our own 10. But then they almost fucked up and gave the Rams the ball back with time to get a field goal.
Was it like 40 seconds?
Yeah. I mean, they had far too much time that they gave them the ball back. And that was one of the weirdest things I've ever watched in a big game of sports, like where you're like, this is weird, like something seems up here.
They dominated though. The Rams dominated up front. I mean,
they whooped their ass up front.
I mean that.
But I mean,
because a lot of those sacks came on third down too.
Oh, they killed him. We knew that was gonna be the case.
If you just look at the box score today, if you didn't watch the game, you got to be wondering how the fuck did the Bengals lose? I mean, because they completely shut the Rams running game down. Yeah, Odell was hurt. Mixon ran at a pretty good clip, and
Odell did his thing. The damage Odell did was what he needed to do, though. Like what he did.
It was. I think that high dollar defense showed up too. Finally,
here's where I thought the game was lost by the Bengals. It's the start of that second half. The Bengals start with the ball in the second half. You get the 75 touchdown to Higgins right away. Yeah, he face masked Ramsey, but it's the big play you need. You take the lead 17-13. Rams get the ball back. First play, Stafford throws a pick. Bengals settle for a field goal there.
Dude. Before that happened, I go, it's a pick. It's going to be a pick fucking here, dude. And he tips it, and it's a pick, dude. I was like, oh!
Here we go. I was stoked at that moment.
Really good, man.
We were all backing the Bengals to a point. Brad, you were kind of hoping the Bengals would win. Not that anybody cared.
That's why I'm wearing orange right now, baby. I'm still supporting my Bengals.
But,
they beat the Chiefs,
and the Ravens.
God bless them, man.
After
AFC North.
Yeah, I hear you. But after that interception, the Bengals settle for a field goal, go up 20-13 at that point. And then the Bengals' next 4 drives, 4 straight punts. The 5th drive after that is the turnover on downs, end of the game. So after that interception and a field goal, they didn't do squat the rest of the game.
They got found out in the second half. I mean,
I have that note.
Everybody's talking about the 7 sacks, but 6 of those came in the second half. And I bet you 4 or 5 of them came on third down. I mean, it seemed like every time he was playing well, their offense was okay, like good enough to win. But on third downs, every time they need a big conversion, there's Donald or there's Vaughn or there's A'Shawn Robinson. Or
there was a point in the game where, and it felt like the defense just for the Rams just took it was like that front just took over the fucking game, and you don't see that often in a Super Bowl, man. That was interesting to watch that happen.
Greg Gaines, my hero, 91.
Yeah, and shout out to fuck that though. Shout out to 55 from the fucking Bengals. That Logan dude played Wilson. Such a good game, man. That guy was all over the place, but. It it was a lot like the 89 Super Bowl, right? Isn't that the one they lost to Montana? And like they just couldn't finish. And if you're
gave up a late drive and
man. Man. If you're a Bengals fan, man, it's
JD from Howard, dude. JD's a big.
You got to be excited though with Burrow.
Yeah, you do. You know you're going to be pretty good for the next 10 years. You know?
Yeah, definitely.
Probably longer. Yeah.
With Chase and probably Higgins or Boyd.
Chase, Burrow,
Boyd,
and Higgins.
I thought Boyd had a lot of big third down conversions. You know,
he did, but he had one big drop too.
Because people forget
he had one big drop.
T. Higgins, if he catches that first touchdown where Ramsey knocks it loose,
he
would have been the MVP.
I know. What a fucking
dude. We're talking about T. Higgins instead of Cooper Kupp, but
Ramsey did break that one up pretty well. Like Ramsey had as much of a chance to catch that ball as Higgins did.
Yeah.
Why the fuck was Ramsey dressed like they were playing in a snow globe or something? Dude?
I was like, what the fuck? What the hoodie deal was?
Yeah, what the fuck? He looked like a Muslim woman.
Maybe he's really worried.
Higgins had the same type of fit. I don't know what the preference is with that deal.
Full hood. And maybe it's more just comfortable with your helmet.
If you're a Muslim woman, I saw a lady. Well, maybe it's. All right,
oh boy, let's say that.
What road are we going down here?
I had a question about that, but all right, never mind. We'll save that for the post game show or the post pod.
That'll be the after show.
Again, back to that where I feel like the Bengals lost it in that, like the late third to early fourth quarter. The Bengals punt 4 straight times, but the Rams also punt 3 straight times in that stretch. So the Bengals defense is, kind of holding pat.
Hecker punted 6 times. It's not like the Rams were perfect by any means.
The Bengals just couldn't seize the game in the second half. I was waiting for them to do it, and they just couldn't do it. And I got to say, I'm a little bit disappointed in Joey Burrow, and I'm a little bit disappointed in Zach Taylor, because all it would have taken was 1 or 2 more nice plays out of that Bengals offense, and they're Super Bowl champs. And we talked about the start of the second half through that third quarter, but the last drive after the Rams take the lead on the Kupp touchdown, Bengals get the ball back. First play is like a 20-yard pass to Jamar Chase. I thought he stepped out of bounds too early. You guys remember that?
Yeah.
The last drive of the game.
Okay.
Chase catches one, and he does get about 20 yards up the sideline, but I felt like he could have gotten 5 or 10 more. I thought he stepped out of bounds early.
I don't mind being conservative though with that there. You know what I mean? Like,
especially with how the refs were calling out of bounds in that game.
Let's not circle back to that.
All right.
But
it's probably the only time the 3 of us have agreed on something though on a podcast.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Was that clock the 2 minutes? So
okay, but
keep that in mind.
After that chunk play to Chase that gets him to like the 45, 50 yard line area, they get to a 2nd and 1, and then they take a deep shot on 2nd and 1. And my thought at the time was, why take a shot like that before you're in field goal range? Let's use 2nd and 1, make sure we get the first down, get in field goal range before we start taking a shot at the end zone. You know? I know it's 2nd and 1 and you feel like you've got downs to play with.
Yeah.
But it didn't work out.
And they didn't even get the one ever, right?
Then it's 3rd and 1. And then a question to ask, why is Mixon not on the game in 3rd and 1?
Yeah.
I was going to say, there's a lot of mismanagement in that game.
Yeah.
I mean, you got P. Ryan trying to get 1 at that point. There's a few.
That was weird, man. And like,
play your strengths.
You know, the thing is, the game started with the Bengals couldn't get a yard, and it ended with the Bengals couldn't get a yard, dude. Like, we can talk about them like Burrow and them fucking up, but the fucking Rams defense, man. I know I brought this out, but like we talked about Donald and Ramsey, man, and Ramsey got burned on one. He also he got burned by
he got burned a few times.
Jamar he got burned.
Anything special?
I'm saying he got burned, but then he broke up a huge play on 3rd down to force him to a field goal at on 3rd down.
That was the Higgins missed touchdown.
Maybe that would
in the first. Yeah.
That's what you're talking. Yeah. I think, but that might have been a little tug, right? Which was same, where the jersey got pulled, just like the fucking the refs, man. That was interesting. I don't know, but but I think the Rams defense really, I mean, it showed up, dude.
Yeah, Donald earned that win. Yeah, on that 3rd and 1 on the last drive of the game, on that 3rd and 1 where they hand the ball off to P. Ryan on.
He got he fucked him.
Donald fucking stops him in his tracks with one arm, dude. Donald's pushing off the block with one hand. Stops him in his track with one fucking arm.
Puts him down, but
And Vaughn like was amazing too, but I think you really have to Ashawn Robinson.
Mm-hmm.
They really, for whatever
is that 94?
Yep, the big boy in the middle. That
yeah.
They were hesitant to use him earlier in the playoffs, and I think he was a difference maker. Because it kind of when you get Donald on a guard instead of a guaranteed double team, you get him a one-on-one. Vaughn's got a one-on-one. Good luck to that O-line. And since his O-line is already trash.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
I'll tell you what was another big difference in how the Rams were getting after Burrow in the second half. Ernest Jones, the Rams linebacker, they started blitzing him, and they would blitz him directly at the center. That way the center couldn't peel off and turn to help Donald from coming inside. And it was working out. And he himself, Ernest Jones, got to Burrow once and had a tackle for loss once on a run play. Stuffed, I think it was Mixon. He stuffed him in the backfield. So, Rams defense did earn the win. When the Bengals had that many chances in the second half, that's why I say I'm a little bit disappointed in Burrow, because I just felt like, I feel like he's that type of guy to just find a way to put a drive together.
I think we all did. We're waiting on that to finally happen, and it just never did.
We've become so used to like these epic endings on Super Bowls. That one just was so anticlimactic. It was like,
like second and one, third and one. It was like, they didn't get it. The game's over.
God, like, what just happened, dude? What the? It was like, what? Why the hell? But like you said, I mean, credit to the Rams defense. I don't know where they're gonna go going forward. But they went all in, and the Broncos did this with Peyton, man. We got that. Now you gotta go through the bullshit, I think. I mean, I don't know if you guys feel a different way, but if you're a Bengals fan, I feel like robbed, to be honest. But it's like you do have, at least you have something looking forward, man. But dude, like the thing is, man, they had him. They caught him without Higbee, and Odell got hurt, dude.
Yeah. But instead, I think it's impressive how they kept running wheel routes. We've talked about this, but instead it became Henderson, and he had 2 20-yard receptions,
and then that third string tight end Hopkins.
I know it's a random stat, but ESPN tracks everything. The best pass rush win rate for a team. Like, how often does your D line?
I'm not allowed to ask that question last week, but you're bringing up this fucking number.
But it was the highest ever of 80. It's a random stat, but 82%. So ESPN saying 82% of the time, the Rams were kicking the Bengals.
Ass. Yeah. We knew that was going to be the case, though, man. Like,
because the Rams overcame kind of always losing the turnover battle.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a random one, too, I think.
That was a difference in the game, and it's probably why Kupp got the MVP because of the 2 picks from but that's where it's hard to not give it, because if the difference in the game, we know it, we watched it, was the line. But again, when there's split numbers all around,
but Donald makes that whole line better, right? So even the numbers that don't go to Donald,
but you can't but that's how you can't give him it, and that's where I can kind of get. But Kupp, that was weird. Because Kupp didn't even throw a touchdown.
I did not expect it.
That was weird, dude.
How many people threw a pass? I saw Hecker didn't get credited with a pass because I guess
I didn't think it was because it was a 2-point conversion or whatever.
I got to check on that Jesse Bates bet then. If I won the first interception of the game, Jesse Bates.
I didn't think that would count, dude. I swear to God, I didn't think that would count because it was
a box score. Hecker was not credited with an interception or a pass attempt.
Wow.
So the only people were the 2 starting quarterbacks, Mixon and Kupp, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So
did Kupp through one? All right.
Did Kupp threw that one to Stafford that he fucking chucked it way over his head?
Yeah. They ran the Philly special.
They tried a Philly special.
Wasn't so special, dude. Yeah.
Well, Kupp threw like a laser 5 yards over Stafford's
head. He was fired up.
Yeah, right, dude.
All right.
At that point, I was feeling good. But what'd you think about the halftime show?
I was a huge fan. It was nostalgic for me. All those guys are way past their prime. They're not good performers anymore. But just hearing those songs in an environment like the halftime show, it brought me back to like high school years of listening to all that shit. And was the were the performers at the top of their game? No. But
still Dre came out when we were like 8?
Was it nostalgic? And I had enough beers at that point to enjoy it and be kind of like dancing around my living room. Yeah.
I wish I could have seen that.
So,
that should have been a live.
It should have been live of beers and bets for that, dude.
Oh,
next year. But they're not going to let another rap show be on at halftime.
I thought it could have been a lot better.
Years.
I had it built up in my head to be a lot better than it was. It was
LA.
cool. It was whatever, but it was, I don't know, 7 out of 10 for me. It wasn't that special.
I'd give it a 6.5.
They basically stacked like 6 mobile homes, cut the sides off them, and then just danced it.
Yeah, dude, it looked like a condominium or something. You know what I'm saying? They just
I think it was meant
on top of it.
Show like the inside of a LA mansion, like kind of cut out. You know,
that's why I thought they might do.
I get it.
No, but that's why I thought they might do the fucking gin and juice. Like, you know, my mama ain't home. I got bitches in the living room. I was waiting on that, but I was like, dude, they didn't even do that. And are there no hot women entertainers now? Like, what the fuck happened to that? We got like 80-year-olds up there shaking their ass.
Well, but
there's a bunch of bullshit.
You got to understand
Mary
that
J.
this whole show is dedicated
cover
to Dr. Dre and the people that were really hitting big when Dr. Dre was running the rap game, right? And Mary J. Blige was that woman back then. So that's why she had such an integral part.
They probably couldn't.
Did I like the Mary J. Blige part as
know?
much? No, but I got why they did it.
Yeah, that sucked.
Yeah.
I
feel
thought
like
that was
she wasted
lame.
3 minutes of, you know, I thought we'd see more Eminem. I thought we'd see Eminem and Dre more together.
I called the Eminem song too. Didn't bet it.
Honestly, I
didn't bet it.
Like the first 3 minutes was the best part of it because it was just Dre and Snoop.
Yeah, Snoop I think was the best part of it. Was he not? For me, Snoop was the best part of it.
Yeah. He was like the only part that I remember of it, dude. It was like it was underwhelming as shit for me.
The 50 Cent cameo was cool.
He looked like he ate Kevin Hart.
Yeah.
he's 100% 50 Cent now, dude. He's got a little bigger, man.
You guys are the only people I've talked to though that thought the halftime show was subpar.
Yeah, I didn't. I was
like really.
I really believed it would be. I thought it would be like it's not that I didn't like it. I just thought it would be a little more like
epic.
I
thought it was epic.
I think I'm in that boat where I think maybe I just had it built up to be like at such a level.
LA,
like you
dude,
figure with Snoop, Dre, and Eminem, and Kendrick Lamar, that should be amazing. But instead, it was kind of like each person got their few minutes.
It was like a karaoke contest at a shitty bar. There was no like cool lighting effects. I
just thought they'd work together more. You know what I mean? Like they do a song, or like. Yeah,
it was way too bright too. The lighting in that venue is not lighted. It wasn't dark enough. Like the background should have been darker.
That's just West Coast time.
Yeah, but dude, that's content for not being able to afford to put windows or whatever, like shades on the windows and shit, because you couldn't even see effects and shit.
Glass on the roof.
Yeah, well, that's because he's a fucking idiot, dude.
That's another thing. That's another thing I wanted to bring up, though. I'm not a fan of the West Coast Super Bowl, where it's still light out for half the fucking game. Like into the second half, it's still light out. I don't like the West Coast Super Bowls. I want it to be dark when it doesn't the last game of the football year.
Everybody's in shorts and t-shirts and it's light outside.
If you go to a game though, or a halftime, like a concert, man, like even the fucking performers are used to it being dark out, like being like the effects look way better. So it just didn't look like a halftime show. It looked like they were almost preparing for it. Like it was like the run through before they actually, it was cool, but yeah, I was not, I'll give it a 6 out of 10. I think, man, I really would.
Yeah. So enough about the halftime show. I got some shout outs. Jimmy, you already mentioned Logan Wilson. He had 3 tackles for loss. He was making plays everywhere last night. Shut down the Rams run game. He was a big part of doing that.
Big time, just sideline to sideline backer.
Big time.
Another guy, Andrew Whitworth, gets his Super Bowl ring. He's 40 years old playing like tackle. He got beat on the first play of the game, but after that he held his own against fucking Hendrickson.
He is old as fuck. I mean, it's
but he actually did held his own.
I think Hendrickson only had like 2
I'm happy for Havenstein or whoever his name. I like that. He
played, right tackle.
He played here, I think, before they left.
Yeah,
right?
He's been around.
Well, the only 3 like St. Louis Rams were Hecker, Donald, and Havenstein.
So
For those three, I still root. Everybody else, go fuck yourself.
Yeah. And then Jesse Bates, we already mentioned. Shout out to him for getting that pick. I bet I'm still unclear if I won or lost that.
You had to have won
bet for him to have first interception of the game.
You definitely should have.
Because
I said that wasn't officially an interception.
Yeah, I thought when that happened and you texted me saying the Hecker thing, I was going to even reply, but it was mid-game. But I was thinking right away, I was like, dude, that might not be a pick because it was like a botched snap deal where that's not really like an intended pass. It was just like you had to get rid of it type deal. So
yeah. But so if they return that if they end up returning that though, do they get the 2 points?
I bet it's
they would have.
Yeah. Oh, you get the 2, but it's just a fumble recovery touchdown.
That's weird.
Yeah, that is weird.
I don't know why.
Yeah,
but
I do got a decent chunk of coin in this Bovada account.
You better dig it. See?
Yeah.
We're gonna see lives. We're gonna live see Matt
that Jesse Bates cashed, and the other big one to cash, dude, was a non-quarterback to throw a touchdown. I bet on, and Mixon threw that touchdown.
We talked about that, man.
The over on guys throwing a touchdown.
Yeah.
Yep, we talked about all these. I was high on all.
A pass, even. Yeah.
The 3 that we brought, dude, there's 3 now.
But you didn't bet yours that you picked.
No. I bet everyone to win the MVP that didn't. Donald, Ramsey, Burrow. Yeah, that was cool, man. I bet in the halftime show to kick ass, and it fucking didn't.
I'm telling you, I'll show you guys the list of bets I had.
Oh boy.
I can't even fucking find it. I'm flipping the wrong.
You run out of ink.
We'll put a link below. Yeah.
I had a full fucking page.
A guide
this is podcast notes, but I had a full notebook of just lists of bets, and I think I only hit 3 of them. But the 3 I hit were kind of big winners, so it works out all right.
Yeah. I mean, it's a shame that ref talk did end up today being kind of what happened from that game, and the game had a great start and it had a great middle. It just had a really shitty ending, dude. You know what I mean? It was underwhelming. I know I already said that, but it was like
close.
How
game,
I felt
though.
about
I'll take it.
How I felt about it was after that Higgins big play to start the second half, both teams were playing like shit for like the whole third quarter into the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
Both offenses at least were playing like shit.
They played like shit. Yeah, each offense except for one drive.
I was like kind of because I was rooting for the Bengals. I was laughing about it.
As the game got boring, you got a favorite commercial?
Yeah, what do you think about the commercials?
Well, I will go with the one that I might have played even before the game started, the Jurassic World.
I knew it, dude. When that shit popped up, I was like, Matt's losing his fucking.
I'm fucking in, man.
Yeah, I was like, dude, Matt's losing his mind right now, dude. Because it was like one of the first commercials they showed.
I was fucking recording it on Snapchat and sending it to people.
Yeah, I'm like,
people who weren't watching the game took notice of the feathered dinosaur.
Dude,
that was great.
Right when that popped on, I was like, oh, God, Rod's is going to shit his fucking pants before the game starts. Man, he just blew his load. Yeah,
I've watched it several times since.
Commercials. There was a good Dr. Evil one I liked, man. I can't quite remember the whole thing, but I took some note. Like, during the game, I was just writing one down. I don't want to
can't read your notes now?
No, I just don't want to know what they mean. I don't know what the fuck I was talking about in them, dude. Just says Dr. Evil commercial.
Yeah. Well,
and then the one about, but I don't think I should bring up, is anyone, any white people allowed to buy the Google phone? Because it was like, there weren't a lot of white people in the Google phone commercial. They did one. And I was like, man, that is like not.
You mentioned that, but was that the commercial where they were saying phones or cameras were never made to take good pictures of that was African American people because it didn't capture.
Oh, is that, I might have missed the beginning on that. Yeah, that's why, dude. Because the whole time I'm like, why?
It wouldn't make sense if that's the whole theme of the commercial to put a white person in there when we're talking about.
Yeah, no, I definitely fucked that one up. Yeah.
So let's get that one.
Yeah, no, that's good. That's good. I'm glad.
I like the more lighthearted ones. I like the. The crypto one where it was like the classic DVR like screen, but it was just the QR code bouncing around.
Yeah, it made me think of that Office episode where they're all sitting around watching
the DVD thing.
The corner.
It got me to pull out my phone and scan it. And
I didn't know what the fuck was going on.
Yeah, Jimmy's going, "What the fuck is this? What is this?"
He was going, dude, scan it. I'm like, what? I don't want. This isn't a fucking grocery store, man.
I didn't
What
even
the
bother
fuck are you
scanning it.
talking
I was
about?
just watching and waiting until it hit the fucking corner.
They were offering
Yeah.
$15. They were offering $15 to sign up, but yeah. I'd like
they're
the
offering you
one.
$15 with what, a $50 deposit? Is it like the gambling sites?
Once I saw, well, that's why you keep getting money on those sites, Matt.
Yeah, Matt's your favorite customer, man.
I'm gonna make way more money on this sports betting thing eventually than anybody will ever make on Bitcoin or any of that shit.
Yeah, no.
Sports gambling's where it's at. Fuck.
It's just been a tough.
Are you banking on Bitcoin just completely collapsing? Because I know you're not going to win.
No, I'm going to get better at this shit, man. I'm getting better all the time.
It's just a long time coming.
Yeah. It's going to be expensive lessons.
Just got to keep pushing your chips in, man. Just keep pushing.
But you don't gotta. What you want to do, make sure not to do, man. Like, and this is just a warning. This is beers and bets, man. And if you're gonna upload money onto Bovada, don't
take the bonuses.
Refuse
the bonuses.
No, don't refresh it and then think that it's fucking up and getting overloaded and then resubmit that again, that same amount of money.
I've never done that. I've made the same bet multiple times because I wasn't clear.
Kind of the same idea. Yeah. Well, just don't do that because it's not like I did that yesterday at about halftime when I was trying to, so I just want to put that out there to like listeners. Make sure, just let it refresh and it'll come back and say that it's either deposited or not, because it would just be a shame if somebody happened to do that like twice, like upload $50 like twice, so $100 onto
right
onto the site.
Yeah, you're watching out for the rookie listener.
Exactly. Well, kind of you know what I'm saying, but people like you.
I'm experienced in making those deposits by now.
Yeah.
I had to make like 4 deposits to the site.
And I was
this year when I tried to make one deposit last a whole NFL season, which worked when the Bucs won the Super Bowl.
Oh yeah,
$100. I throw in at the start of the year.
I'm
a responsible gambler.
Yeah.
This year, got away from me at the start of the
season. That face. This year,
let's do this. We got like a minute and a half left.
Bets? How'd you do? I know Jimmy bet on the Bengals 4.5. He won.
But then I bet more MVPs.
I took Cincy money line. I lost that.
I had Cincy money line parlayed with under 48.5.
No, of course you parlayed,
which was my game bet. But it was one of 20 bets, and like I said, I hit a few of the weird ones. And it compensated for all the other 17 bets I lost.
And I put the most money on Cincy plus 4.5. I hit that right before the game started. I'm talking like during the national anthem. I put that in, and it was 4.5 at that point. I was like, dude, fucking right. I'll take that extra half because for the most of the week, I think it was 4. But we're about to a minute.
Let's do this.
Cheers to the Rams and. Oh, yep.
Well, I want to do one more thing, though. We're going to get to trivia in the second part. We're going to come right back with trivia after a little break. But let's just shout out, like, off the top of your head, Super Bowl champion for next year. I got the Chargers next year. Chargers win it all next year. Jimmy, who's your pick? Early. Got to make it quick.
Fucking, I don't.
Take the Broncos. Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, Broncos.
Brad.
Cowboys.
Cowboys. Decent
pick.
Pick.
A good pick.
All right. Let's take 5. And come back for some trivia.
Cheers on there. Fuck Cronky.
Fuckers.
Fuck you, Cronky. Fuck you, Cronky.